Okay, so for today's lesson, we are going to create a stadium of your choice. It can be football, baseball, basketball, whatever you want to do. I am going to start out showing you some examples of how to do this. The first example I'll show you is a baseball field. I'm going to draw a line about 400 feet here, and then do the same the other direction, to kind of get my field going. 400 feet, enter. Okay, then I need to pan and zoom out. I'm going to take my 2-point arc and kind of create my outfield fence here, to make it look something like that. Okay, so I want to take my 2-point arc, come, I don't know, right about in here somewhere, wherever you want to, and click there and go about somewhere in there. Okay, so I'm going to now take this, pull it up there, and pull it out this way. Okay, then orbit around, do the same thing on this side, pull it out, and I'll, to be symmetrical, you probably want to, pull this out the same distance on both sides, so you can do that, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to randomly pull this out. So this is going to be my stands, and so I'm going to take my push-pull tool and just pull my stands on down here. Alright, so there's my stands. One way to make them look more like stands is to take your pencil tool, hit the midpoint there, touch the midpoint there, come down, click, hit this midpoint, do the same thing a couple times, touch your midpoint there, come down, click there, and I'm going to do it just one more time again for time's sake. There, come all the way down, and that'll line you up there, and then here. Okay, so then I will take my push-pull tool, come down with that, alright, come down a little bit. I might can come up a little bit more actually. Say right in there, something like that. Okay, alright, and so you see this area right here is, has the corner, and so one way to fix that, if you want to Control Z all that, you take your 2-point arc, right, and we can zoom around right here. I can take my 2-point arc and, about right in here maybe, click that, make that lock in there, and so I can should be able to delete these lines. So I can do the same thing all the way back, right in there, and do the same thing with these lines. Okay, take that away, and 2-point arc here, and pull it back to when it's purple, and delete those lines. Okay, so now I can orbit around, take my push-pull, okay, you can come down a little bit, come up there, I don't really know what, oh, there it is. So, yeah, come up there, and that might be a little steep, but, okay, and so what I can do now is go into 3D Warehouse and type in stadium seats. Alright, and the ones that I normally use are on down, they're red, if I can find them today. And I'm not seeing them right offhand here. Go back up. Stadium seats. Am I seeing them all? Let's see here. Guess we can use these. Those look pretty bad, but we can use these. Okay, so stadium seats. Click on that. Download that into my model. Yes, those are really small coming in, so I can take my scale tool and make those way bigger. And I also need to turn them around. Take my rotate tool, get on my blue axis there, go above them. Rotate, blue axis, turn those around, and then move them to where I want them to be. So take my move tool, and y'all know how to do that. So and I can duplicate those all the way around. I can have little club seating right here and change that however I want to. I can come in here, create a diamond, and maybe this is my infield right here, and come here to my landscaping, grab my grass there, draw some lines for dirt. Okay, and then you can take your 2-point arc and touch those, bring that out, and I can have some dirt there. So, but what I want you to do is I want you to, if you're doing the baseball field, do the stadium seats back here. Also bring in some lights, okay? And you can just type in stadium lights, okay? And you can bring in really whatever you want to. Stadium light wise, again, you'll have to scale that to where it needs to be. But y'all know how to do that, so I'm not going to go over that. So, football field wise, you can kind of do the same thing. I know you won't have that little curve there, but one thing that you can do football field wise, create your field first. All right, maybe that's my field right there, and then I can just draw lines. Kind of draw a triangle here. All right, I'll need to be on the correct axis there, but maybe come out here, and that's going to be really steep. Come out here and then there, okay, and then come around, pull that, okay, and now I've got stands on one side, and so you can do that all the way around. This will be the same for you can do that for a basketball court as well. You can even come back behind this, draw you a square, and draw an upper deck if you want to. So I might draw a square off of this, okay, and pull up on that, and then I can create another set of stands right here. So if you're doing a gymnasium or a football field, make the stands go all the way around it, bring you in some stadium lights, and same thing with the baseball field. I mean, you can even add on to it by just adding a simple line right here and pulling up on it. Okay, if I can get the right angle there, so I can pull up on that. If I want to just add a roof for it, you could even do that. So you probably want to pull that up the same amount so it'd be even. You see that's kind of off right there, but you could add more stands up top. You can possibly use your imagination here. You could take your arc there and create a roof possibly. Work it around here. Create you some type of roof. If I draw a line from here to here, there's a roof. So let your imagination flow there. You can see that's already looking pretty good right there. So bring the things in from 3D Warehouse, the chairs and stuff like that. Whatever else you can find that might add to your field on 3D Warehouse, you can do that as well. What I don't want you doing is bringing in a field that is already created. I want you to create your own field. I want you to create your own court, whatever you're making, sport-wise, stadium-wise. You're bringing in objects like seats or lights, players. You're welcome to do that, but you're creating your own stands and different things like that. Okay, so you can kind of see what I did with the football stands there, and as you can tell, you might want to make them a little bit bigger, but I've just drawn some lines and push-pull these rows out here. I'll kind of show you how I did that one more time. You can, take something like that, or Control Z that. Draw your line there and go across and push-pull that all the way down. So you're able to put your stadium seats in. So that's how you do that. Again, you do not have to do it like that. You can set yours up any way that you want to. Obviously, this is very small scale right here. So if you want to put stands on the baseline there, or the end zones, you would just kind of orbit around and do the exact same thing here. So you take your line, bring it back as far as you want to, go up with it, come back down. You just got to make sure you're on the correct axis there. And so again, pull that all the way down there. And so now you have an end zone there, or end zone stands, if I can orbit around here, end zone stands. So, now you can take your pencil tool there, draw you a triangle, draw a square that comes up there, and then another one. And so, you can pull that out and work your way up, and have room for some more stands in the end zone there. Again, you can draw the big columns there if you want to, and add an upper deck to make it look really good, stadium lights and stuff like that. So okay, so that concludes this tutorial.